This content system I'm about to show you is so good, it should be illegal. I'm going to show you how to generate clients, how to grow, how to drive your business forward. I've literally written it all out on my iPad here. I'll show you, I'm going to talk you through it. So if you can see my screen now, all okay, you can see the entire fundamentals behind the stuff that's currently working in real time. If you want to sign more clients, make more money, and really drive and succeed with growing your coaching business in 2026, there's a few core fundamentals, and I'm going to share all of them in this video so you can grow, you can succeed, and you can make a load of money for it. So there's a few big things I'm currently seeing in the coaching space after selling over $3 million in coaching programs in the last 5 years. The first thing that is making a huge difference in terms of your content and the coaches and clients that are crushing and winning and doing very, very well with their coaching businesses is this simple formula and framework here. It's simple, but it's much harder for people to to stick to sometimes, I find, especially when I jump on call and people put calls in these videos. I see that quite often. So one of the very first things we want to do and really keep in mind is the more specifically we're speaking directly to the types of people we want to work with and help, the easier our content does, the better engagement it will have with the right people, because there's a huge difference with making a piece of content that targets and speaks to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, but if that person has no interest, no desire in what we do, how we do it, or what we sell, then it's absolutely pointless. So the very first thing we want to do is make sure our content is very specifically targeting this, is very specifically either calling out the audience or even better. So this is okay here. One is okay if you just directly call out the audience. So if you say, if you're a man in your 30s, this video is for you. It's okay, you know, it might get some people coming through, but it's even better if you use AI to effectively emotion hack your audience, so you know exactly the types of goals they have, the types of problems, frustrations, and the types of stuff that keeps them up at night, unhappy and not where they want to be with life, with their fitness, with their goals, all of these stuff. So if you can use AI to really hack the audience to understand exactly the types of pain points they have, you can make really specific content with the pain points being the things that pulls your audience out. So an example of this might be something as simple as saying, if you have low testosterone, if you're speaking to men, this can be a very good hook for a video. You can literally say, if you have low testosterone, this is going to help you solve that. Another example, if you're speaking to a woman looking to lose weight, you could go down and saying, if you have a wedding coming up, um, a wedding, if you have a wedding coming up and you are worried or you're scared that you're not going to fit in your wedding dress, you're not going to fit in the dress for the wedding you have coming up, then this piece of content, this piece of advice is going to give you the first step to do that. As an example, if you have another final example, could be if you have a holiday. Again, hyper specific, calling out the audience. You can even go a step deeper, which is what we do with our clients, and you can flash on screen like more expensive looking holidays, such as expensive places in Greece, expensive places in the US. You can have these flash up on screen in the B-roll when you're talking about these things, because the likelihood is if you have these things flash up, what type of person is going to resonate with that? It's probably people that are already planning to go on holiday to these expensive places. So if you show them on screen, Instagram's probably going to show it to people that have been to these places or are planning to go, which again stacks the odds in our favors even more. We have these as the hook of the video, and that calls out the specific type of person we want to work with to really drive things forward. So really think about this if you want to get your content to resonate with more of the right person and actually drive and grow and succeed. One of the simplest things you could ever do with your content is just think about what are the pain points, what are the exact pain points, what are the exact problems that my audience has, and then off the back of you knowing their problems, their pain points, their frustrations, you create pieces of content calling that pain point out, and you just giving them a solution. If you struggle with this, a big thing you want to think about to make this easier and better converting is make the pain point small. Um, make the pain point small. So don't try to give people the entire keys to the entire castle and say, dude, have if you're £100 overweight and you need to lose that in the next 6 months or 12 months, let me give you the entire journey. It's not going to work. The reason it's not going to work is because Instagram's pieces of content are extremely short. So we almost want to find out what are the actual things that they're struggling with today. So it might be like low energy. It might be certain parts of their confidence is low, like in their job, like people talking down on them. It could be all of these different things, and we take those and we turn these all into different pieces of content. So you might go pain one, pain two, and all of these then become your different hooks that you create content around. You then measure all of these pains that you did, pain points you do, and all of these pieces of content you do. Then all you have to do is measure which of these are performing well on Instagram, which of these are getting good engagement, which of these are sparking good conversation, which of these are getting liked by the types of people we want to work with, and you use all of that data here to basically spiral and drive and create even more content to really drive and really push and really make things work even faster with your content, with your personal brand, with your fitness business as well. I've touched on this already, but your content as well doesn't just have to be, and this is something to keep in mind as before we move into the next part of the system. Your ideal clients probably don't just care about fitness. So if you're a fitness coach, your ideal clients probably don't live and breathe fitness. They're probably not watching Ronnie Coleman documentaries, or they're probably not obsessed about pumping iron and all of these stuff. Because that's the case, they probably have other things they care about, probably just as much, and if not more than fitness. So in this example, this person that I've just roughly kind of sketched, like their stuff that they might really care about is their job or career here. So one of the things that they really love and care about a lot is their career. Another thing could be family and kids, for example. I think in this original this idea was mindset, and the other one might be fitness and health. Right, so as you can see, this person then becomes so much more nuanced. So they have so many other things you talk about. There are so many other things you can talk about. But one of the biggest problems I see with fitness coaches is they just talk about fitness. They just talk about calorie deficits. They just talk about how to lose weight, how to get in shape. The problem is your audience may not just care about that. They maybe just care about all of these other things here. And if we just talk about fitness 100% of the time, we're almost losing so much potential, like attention span, and so many better hooks and so much better engagement that we can get with our content just by actually leveraging and just by using some of these other things that they care about as well. So an example of stuff that they might really care about could be their family. As an example, if their mum or dad or they have other stuff going on, they might really care about their family. If that's the case, how can we create pieces of content relating their family, relating their health, their fitness to their family life? So could we create this? The client did this. The content just blew up and had a load of traction, a load of inquiries. I think it made him 5-6 grand from one piece of content, just from new clients coming in off the back of it. The piece of content he did was just this. You like he did it way better with AI and stuff like that, but you are the role model. This was the piece of content for your family, and then it was, this is a good role model versus a bad one. And then he used AI to illustrate these points here. So he used AI to illustrate how you could be a very unhealthy parent, and how your kids in the picture will see that and they will replicate that as well. So he just did a good and bad example using AI, and he did a load of different examples of if you're healthy now, this is how this is going to look in your family life. Good, green being the good. But if you're unhealthy and you're not taking these decisions, this is how this is also going to affect your family life in a negative way, right? It really made the content convert significantly better because he was able to go that layer deeper in towards the people he really wanted to work with and drive and really succeed with, right? So you could do that with a million different things. You could do that with the job, you could do that with family, you could do that with fitness, you could do that about promotions, making more money, like whatever the people you care about a lot, you can turn that into pieces of content that's going to really drive and succeed forward. So this here, just this part of the content system, and I'd recommend screenshotting this if you want to use this to make more money, screenshotting this part of it here. But this here, just this part of the content system, will get your hooks to perform better, will get you more the right followers coming in, will get you more saves, more likes, more comments. And now we're moving to the next part of like, how do we monetize this into sales? The things we want to look at and consider here with making more sales is having 3 goals for your content. So let me just redo that. Let's pretend you didn't see me there. That's all. So the first goal for your content, there should be three kind of core goals for your content. The first goal for your content should be to drive and get a load of growth coming through. So this is a very specific type of content, and the whole goal for this is to bring followers into your page. This is going to bring more followers, more views, more people on your dashboard seeing your content, so you get a lot more views, a lot more comments, a lot more likes, engagement, and just really driving things forward. That's the first type. This content will probably be shorter. It will probably be more specific, more to the point, and really calling out that type of person that we want to work with, and also looking at some of the trends as well as to what some of the trends that will pull people in and are likely going to get more views, more comments, more likes, all of these stuff as well. The second type of content is to build trust, and this is content which is probably going to be more storytelling based. So storytelling based about 2 things. So storytelling about how amazing results your clients are getting following your program, your methodology, your way of working with clients. Or the second type is, if you haven't got many clients yet, you can just talk about your story. What were the problems you had 2 months, 3 months, 6 bloody years ago, right? All it matters. What were the problems you had, and how did you get in shape, solve these problems for your audience? If you go deep on this here, your level of engagement and your level of trust that people will build from your seeing the methodology, the system, the program work is just going to skyrocket and perform significantly better, right? And then the last type is just being direct here, being direct and just saying, hey, this is what my program is, this is what it does, this is who it's for. If you want to get results, just like all of these clients, if you want to get results, if you want to see how this program works, just comment this code and I'll run you through how that works. And doing these 1 week per month, being quite direct with your offer and really doing this as a whole launch, is just going to crush and generate a load of sales for your coaching business as well. I have an entire launch sequence in terms of what to put in these pieces of copy for the sales pieces of content to get more sales coming through. If you want that launch sequence and that copy, if you just comment on this video, or if you just message me on Instagram commenting launch, I'll send it to you so you have it as a Google Doc to work with. Final thing here as we wrap up is this, from a sales perspective and a content system perspective, is all your content. You shouldn't be afraid to have your content actually get people into camps. One camp or person should strongly agree this is the people you want to work with. They should absolutely love you. They should love what you're saying. They should love the offer. They should love who you are and what you stand for. But to get this love with your content, you have to not be afraid to push certain people away who will probably disagree, who probably think that you're not the right coach for them, and that's totally okay. But you have to get off the fence and you have to find a type of person that you love working with, that you want to create all your content around, because the minute you do that, your content is going to be draw a very specific line, and it's going to feel like you're specifically speaking to that type of person, which then makes the sales in the back end significantly easier. So really think about that as well when it comes to your content, if you want to make more sales, drive more clients, and really move things forward. The final thing on this all is building your aligned content system in this way, where you have these very specific hooks using AI to really hack the emotions of your audience, force your content to be shown on the explore page. You hack all of this stuff, your content then becomes an aligned content system, which is going to drive and get you calls being offered for your business and calls being booking in. If you're doing under 10K per month with your coaching business right now, your whole obsession with your coaching business is get your content system to start these conversations where you can offer calls every single day to people in your audience that are the right fit for your offer. You offer these people into calls, you book these into calls, and then you sell them into your coaching program. You don't hard sell them, you just show them how it works. They have a really strong offer, and that's going to make a lot of selling for you because your content has already qualified these people, has already brought in the trust, and it makes the back end of the entire thing so much easier. Use this system here if you want to make more money, if you want to sign up more coaching clients and really drive and succeed with your coaching business in 2026. And if you want to speak to me one-to-one to audit your coaching business right now and build together a bit of a strategy as to how you might be able to work together to fix and scale your coaching business, then I'll leave you my link down below so you can just book a call. It'll be with me, it'll be a member of my team. You'll speak to me directly to understand exactly where you are, where you want to go, and build your strategy to take you there. But if you want to book one of these, I'll leave the link down below. Hope this was useful. If it was, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this, so you can grow your coaching business very fast in 2026. And I will see you in the next one.